Well, the preliminary evidence indicates that the victim was walking in the crosswalk crossing 23rd at Portland when they were struck by a car traveling eastbound. But further details, once again, will be revealed at some point by the LAPD.
Okay. So, do we know anything about, or do we know where he was taken after the accident? What was the hospital?
I don't know. He was treated at the scene by Los Angeles City Fire paramedics. They transported him to a hospital where later he was pronounced deceased.
All right. He was 58, right?
I don't know.
We don't know. How about, do we know anything about who the driver is?
That's a question for LAPD. We really don't have any more information other than assisting LAPD with traffic control. They conduct the entire investigation. We know it was a dark-colored vehicle that was involved in the hit and run, the vehicle that left the scene, but any more details we really don't have.
Is there any other facts that DPS knows right now in terms of what they saw on the scene last night, what it was like? Do you have any information about that?
DPS video patrol cameras did record video of the collision. That has been turned over to the LAPD as evidence. So our information is basic, that there was a pedestrian in the crosswalk, appeared to be legally crossing the street, who was struck by an eastbound vehicle that fled the scene. The advice I would give to students, and from what appears to have happened in this tragic incident last night, was the person was doing everything right. They waited for traffic to pass. They were crossing in the crosswalk, and once the pedestrian is in the crosswalk, traffic must yield. In this case, a person didn't, so my advice is never presume the cars are going to stop. Don't cross until they stop. We can only speculate on why the person didn't see the person in the crosswalk and stop, but it's incumbent on the person on foot to protect themselves from an oncoming car, even if they're right.
All right. So can you tell me your name and spell it out for me, first and last name?
Sure. My name is Gopal Sood, spelled as Gopal, last name Sood, Sood. I'm the owner of 23rd Street Cafe.
Okay. So I know you didn't see the accident, but can you tell me what you thought when you first got the call about it happening?
Yeah, actually, the timing is, where I heard what time it happened, I had just probably missed it for a minute. I had just left the cafe, and I live in West Hollywood. The minute I walked in, my next door neighbor actually called me that your cafe is on the news. And a first thought came in my mind that, because I knew the cafe is closed, and the robbery is out of question, and the first thought came in my mind that somebody literally drove into the cafe. And I said, is it an accident? Somebody drove into my front door or something? He said, no, it's a hit and run. And it happened right at the corner of your cafe, 23rd and Portland. And then I called my next door neighbor, liquor store. He closes at 10. It happened around, I think, 9 o'clock or so. I had just left. And so I called him, and then he told me what had happened. And then I turned the TV on and watched the news, and I thought I heard he say white sedan, but with our license plate. But other than that, I really didn't see the accident happen. But I can tell you, we have 4 schools here between elementary and middle schools, and I have seen it. I stand here all the time, talk to students wait for the buses here. And this intersection is pretty dangerous because the people, if you even stand here today, you'll watch how fast these cars are flying. And they don't even slow down on a crosswalk. And even though see those neon crosswalk sign, they were put up a couple of years, maybe 3 to 4 years before. I've been here for more than 6 years. They weren't even here before. So this is pretty dangerous. And even here, stop sign, I've seen 9 out of 10 cars do not make a stop sign. They don't stop. And this crossing over, it's pretty dangerous going from this part of Portland to jumping over, and there's no stop sign and a four-way stop sign. Is pretty dangerous. I've seen a very close accidents, and have happened 3-4 accidents, literally collisions right here in the middle of the street. So what I think they need to do is improve the safety here, probably putting another stop sign, all the flashing light to slow down, and have maybe a little extra monitoring here for people by the police to make people to make a stop or slow down for a student. I used to put a full page ad, but they didn't get funding for that. They had to discontinue.
Oh.
Yeah, they couldn't get the funding.
My first name is David Armenta.
How do you spell the last name?
Armenta is Armenta.
Okay. Tell me how you found out about what happened last night and what's been going on with your
Around 11:55, my mother got a phone call from the police officers that were actually helping out my uncle. That he got in an accident. She started crying, so right away I drove her here. And as soon as we got here, got my grandmother. She was devastated because she actually heard the news. I didn't want to ask her because a very sad situation. So it wasn't until we got to the hospital where we heard it from the doctors that I believe he actually got hit right here. He was crossing, and the driver, a black sedan, just kept going, speeding. And as soon as he got hit, he actually landed where we have the candles. So it was a big impact. They're saying about 70 feet. So he actually flew out to that area. I believe most of his bones were crushed from the pelvis area and everything else. And he actually bled out. Right now we're trying to get help to see if anyone else saw the whole accident. We did get word that there was a couple witnesses, but they didn't really get the vehicle number or like the model number or anything like that.
There is surveillance.
Yes.
What are you guys hoping for when that surveillance is released?
Hopefully get the license plate number. So far, we haven't gone to the station yet. We're gonna go to right now. From what we heard, that they actually have the tape and that they're actually able to see what happened. So they actually saw the whole situation as well.
Is it frustrating for you as family to have such a tragedy happen and then have somebody be so incredibly irresponsible and not stop?
You know what? I understand if it was an accident, but to not pull over and help or even call for an ambulance or anything. From the witness that I spoke to, they just said that the driver was actually speeding, and not once did he stop or even slow down, that he just kept going. So for me, I'm just asking, I know the guy feels guilty or the other girl, whoever did it, but please turn yourself in. If not, please, anyone else, whoever has information, please submit that to us. Because, at the end of the day, it's just a family member, a regular person. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone from the store was shocked as soon as they found out it was him. And a lot of the people in the community actually knew him.
I know that would be really struggling.
First, can you give me your first and last name and spell it for me?
Ruben, Ruben, McDowell, McDowell. I live right across the street.
Great. So can you describe what you heard and what you saw last night when the accident happened?
We're watching television, and I heard a very loud thump, like something big had fallen in the house. So I went upstairs to look, and I went everywhere. There was nothing. And when I came outside, then I saw what happened with all the police cars here. It was cordoned off, and I saw the man's shoes on the right side on Portland, and then the man had been thrown like almost 100 feet from the intersection. And this is kind of a dangerous crosswalk because often a number of cars from the dealerships on Figueroa are being test driven, so they go by very fast. And it's dangerous because a lot of children that go to school here, and sometimes the buses don't stop